Hello, good afternoon. Today we will study about fertilization. So what is fertilization? In fact, the fertilization is the union of egg and sperm. So first of all, we will study today about egg. So this we are using biodigital platforms and using 3D animations to teach you about egg cells and fertilization. So first of all, we will study about the egg cell. So what is egg cell? So the egg cell, also we call this one as an ovum, is the female reproductive cell. So this ovum is the female reproductive cell, and we also call this female reproductive cell as an egg cell or an ovum. So it's very simple. The egg or the ovum is the female reproductive cell. So now we will study about the structure of egg. So structure of a human female egg. So what are the components of this egg? So normally there are three different layers for the egg. We are having the outermost layer we call corona radiata, and then we are having a second layer we called zona pellucida, and then we are having a third layer we call plasma membrane. This is we call a plasma membrane. This one you can see, this is a plasma membrane. And then we are also having some other structures within the cell. We are having this yolk. This is all is inside the plasma membrane, all is yolk, and within this yolk we are having nucleus and mitochondria. So this green color you can see the mitochondria, and as you see, the mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cells. They provide energy to the egg and also the developing embryo later on. And this is the nucleus. And keep in mind, in this egg cell, the nucleus, it has half of the number of chromosomes compared to the other cells, and half we are getting from the egg cells, and half number of chromosomes we are getting from the sperm cells, and then ultimately we will have a complete set of chromosomes. And there is also these cortical granules. So these cortical granules, they have enzymes, and when the sperm enters inside the cells, so they release some enzyme which will make blockage of other sperm's entry, so other sperm cannot enter into the cell. Okay, so the egg cell is filled with the plasma membrane. Also we call this plasma, cell plasma, as a cell yolk or ooplasm. And within the cell, this is we call cell plasma or yolk or the ooplasm. And within this ooplasm or egg yolk, the nucleus and mitochondria are located. And also there are some polar bodies are there. So these polar bodies, they are very small, and they are having half of the normal number of chromosomes. And then there is different layers, and all these structures are there. So all these structures, they play an important role to maintain the integrity of the egg. So that's why we have to have we must know the different layers of the egg. So we are having also cortical granules. These, as I told you before, so these cortical granules, they are very helpful. They are having different enzymes, and which help to make the blockage of further entry of the sperms into the cell. So this is the structure of the egg. So just in brief, we can show you in different way. For example, the outermost layer of the egg cell is the corona radiata. So if we click here, so you can see here, this is the outermost layer of the egg cell is corona radiata. And then the second layer, there's this second layer we call zona pellucida. And then after zona pellucida, there is some extracellular space. There is some extracellular space is present. And then also in this extracellular space, we are having a polar body. So this polar body is present in extracellular space. And then we are having a plasma membrane, as you can see here, we are having this plasma membrane. If we can make it more focused, so this is, we are having a plasma membrane. So this is, here we are having a plasma membrane. This is the plasma membrane surrounding the whole cells. This is plasma membrane, and then we are having a nucleus. So this is the nucleus having a half number of chromosome inside the cell, and then we are having these cortical granules. So these cortical granules, they have an enzyme which are very helpful in fertilization. And then we are having a mitochondria, lots of mitochondria which are located inside the egg cell, and they are very helpful. So this is in fact the structure of the egg. So this is all the components of the eggs are there. So like when we want to see the egg, we can see all these components of the eggs. Okay, so in short, we can summarize the egg cell. It consists of three layers. The outermost we call corona radiata, and the second one we are having zona pellucida, and then we are having some plasma membrane, and also this is the plasma membrane. This plasma membrane, as you can see, this little bit bluish color. So this is we call plasma membrane. Then we are having extracellular space is present here, extracellular space, and then we are having some polar bodies and nucleus, and these cortical granules are present inside the cell, and just adjacent to the plasma membrane, these cortical granules are present. So now the second component in fertilization is the sperm. So as you know, like the egg is coming from the female and the sperms are coming from the male, and when they unite together, then a process we call fertilization. And in fact, this fertilization is the basic of human development. So that's why the second most important component in fertilization is the sperm cells. So what are the sperm cells? The sperm cells also we call as spermatocyte. They are the male reproductive cell. So sperm or spermatocytes, they are the male reproductive cells, and they are very, very helpful. And this male reproductive cell, or we normally call as sperm, they are having three main parts. The head, the sperm has head, and the mid piece, and then we are having a tail or flagellum. So in fact, in the head there is a nucleus present in the head region, and then this head of the sperm has a smooth oval shape and houses the nucleus. The nucleus is present, and this head is an oval shape. As you can see here, this is an oval shape, and the nucleus is present inside the head. And also this nucleus have half the number of chromosomes. So you can see, as I mentioned there, in the egg cell there are half number of chromosomes. Similarly here in the sperm cell there is half number of chromosomes. And also the head of the sperm is covered by acrosome. So acrosome is a sac or a cap. They are containing different enzymes, and you can see very clearly here, you can see very clearly there is a head, and then there is a nucleus in this head region, and then there is an acrosome. So this acrosome is like a sac structure covering the head, and it has different enzymes which can be very helpful for the penetration of the sperm into the egg cell. And then we are having a midsection of the sperm. So this midsection contains lots of mitochondria. So all these mitochondria are present in this mid piece, and these mitochondria, they are very helpful for the to provide energy to the sperm cells. And then 80% of the sperm consists of tail or flagellum. So this tail or flagellum is very important to give the movement to the sperms. So this flagellum gives wave-like movement to the sperm, and so that sperm can easily move from uterus to the fallopian tubes where fertilization will happen. So normally you can see here in summary, I can show you the structure of the sperm. So three main parts of the sperms. We are having head, it contains the nucleus and the acrosomes. Then we are having a midpiece, it contains midsection or the midpiece, it contains mitochondria. And then we are having tail or flagellum, which has wave-like structure. So more clearly, if we want to see, you can see in 3D view, we are having acrosomes. So this is acrosome, this is in the outer cover is the acrosome, in front is covering the head region of the sperm. And then we are having a nucleus, you can see in the nucleus. Then this is, as I mentioned, this is the head region, this is the nucleus, and this it is like acrosome is present here. Then we are having this mid piece. You can see lots of mitochondria. All these mitochondria are present in mid section of the sperm, and this mitochondria is providing energy to the sperm. And then we are having a flagellum or the tail. In fact, 70% or 80% of the sperm, 80% of the sperm contains tail, consists of tail or flagellum. So this tail or flagellum is very important for the movement of the sperm, and sperm, they can easily move from one place to another place. Okay, so this is in short about the sperm. Now we need these two cells. We should understand the sperm structure and the egg structure. Now this male cell and female reproductive cell, when both they combine, then the process we call fertilization. And it, in fact, this is the basis for any human development. So now coming into the part of fertilization, so we can see here in term of fertilization, we see these sperms are coming. These sperms are coming. They are coming, and then first they will touch the outermost layer. Then they will go into the zona pellucida. So first of all, just one thing we have to keep in mind. So before these sperms are entering to the cell, before these sperms they enter to the cells, they are going through some kind of modification. So this modification we call capsitation. So this is capsitation is the process in which sperm prepare to fertilize the egg cell. So these sperms, they go for some modifications in their structures, and then they are ready to fertilize an egg. And then in the first step, these sperms, they will start and touching the outermost layer that we call corona radiata. So first they will touch this outermost layer, corona radiata. They will penetrate, and then they will go to zona pellucida. So once they will touch the zona pellucida, then acrosome will release some kind of enzyme for the entry or for the penetration of sperm into the egg cell. So as soon as the sperm is entered into the cell, you can see these enzymes are released. These cortical reaction. Once the sperm enters the egg, the cortical reaction makes the plasma membrane and zona pellucida impenetrable. Like for example, when these cortical granules are there, so once these sperms, they are going to first step, they will touch the corona radiata, and after that they will touch the zona pellucida. So as soon as they will touch the zona pellucida, this acrosome of the sperm, they have enzyme. They will let this sperm to penetrate into the egg cell. And you can see here, once this penetrate, it will come here and with the it will mix with the nucleus, with the sperm nucleus. It will be fusion of egg and sperm nuclei. And as soon as the sperm will enter into the egg cell, so these cortical granules, they will release some enzyme, and then they will block the entry of any other sperm entering into the egg cell. So in this way, this fertilization takes place. So I think it's very clear. You can see when these sperms are coming, first they are going to touch the egg cell like corner radiata. Then later on they will touch the zona pellucida. Then they will enter, and then these two nuclei they will fuse together, and the further entry of the sperms will be blocked by cortical granules enzymes. You can see here clearly. You can see the enter. So now further entry is blocked. So these sperms, although many sperms they are touching, but they will not be able to enter. So once this sperm, only one sperm will enter, and once it will enter, it will fuse its DNA with the sperm cell, with the egg cell. And now this is a fertilized egg. So this is we call fertilized eggs, or fertilization takes place. So this is the process by which this fertilization happen. So this is, I made it very clear. If anybody have any question, you can contact me. And this 3D form we have taken from BioDigital. They are having, in fact, very good platform to explain the things. And you can ask me anything. I'm Dr. Shahid, and I'm based in Dubai. And I am trying my best to give the best knowledge to my students. So if you have any problem, anything, you can come and you can ask me. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.